Hey guys, out in the morning, about to let out the goats. Hopefully one of the last days they're in their current pen. I'll show you where they're at. They are with the chickens, decent sized space, especially for 2 chickens and 2 little goats. They got plenty of room. They have a sawdust floor in there. We are going to be adding on to this to make it coyote proof hopefully and get them a warm place to stay. All right, let's briefly look at the plan. So got 2x4s to attach to these 4x4s and take it to the ceiling. And I'm gonna have to attach a 2x4 runner for something along the ceiling to attach the 2x4s too. So that is the plan. And then I'm just gonna fence around it. Hopefully it will look okay. And then I gotta do something to make the gates better. So time to get started. So as I was looking up, trying to get an idea for the top plate I was gonna run, I thought, hey, what if I just had some brackets of some kind that I could just attach the 2x4 to that metal bar up there. And I realized I've turned into my father because I have all the tools that I need. I had the brackets from another job, a few different sizes, screws, some of these that I picked up on the ground after somebody put a metal building up. And I have some extras if I need them. So I'm gonna go with that route. I think it'll be a lot easier than running top plates. Actually kind of scary how well that worked. I was able to level it. I just got several more to go. Plan is to use those 3 boards at least to mostly fill up this old entryway. That's why I made that even and took the edges off those so it has some overlap. Probably could have done a lot better at that bottom, but comes a point in every man's life where hammer cut's just as good as a good chisel. Want to get these boards on tonight, but the chickens are ready to go to sleep and the goats are ready to eat. All right, the family got home today, just now, so I will be putting this in tomorrow. Show you the progress. Was able to open it all up, get all the middle stuff out, so there's a lot more room in here. It's like a 20 by 10. I think it's plenty of room for 2 goats. And this guy. Okay, I know. It's been a week since I've worked on your enclosure and you're still sleeping with the chickens. I am sorry. Back to work. You might be able to hear it started sprinkling on me, so I guess all of us came in the barn. So wasn't able to get the wire. I was really pushing for hog wire because it would have been a lot easier to put up than this stuff. Makes a nice sound though. But I guess an hour of struggling is worth the extra $30 or so it would have cost to get the hog wire. Like anybody doing the homesteading for hobby and not so much practical, it is good to cut corners wherever you can. So that's what we did. But got a couple things I can do in here today. I guess the rain stopped for now, so we'll see how much we can get done. This project's taking longer than I thought, but no rush. Goats are happy and they're safe at night.
Daddy's broken. We're just going to check on them.
All right, just fill it in. This was the other entrance hole when it was divided. I ended up using all of the divider wood that split those two pins, but I was 2 boards short. Luckily, I had a piece of the deck board for another project at the house, and that is just a piece of 1x4 that I split the difference in. So not too bad. Moving on. Morning feeding. I think it's gonna be day 3, not consecutively. It's like a week since last video, and I really want to get this thing done, so that's the push for today. Issue I ran up against is there's nothing technically to secure that top to, so I think I have a solution. So I have some old electric wire I've been using to secure the top of that wire. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these self-tapping screws and spin it around like that, and not put it in all the way, but put it in most of the way, and then I'll be able to have something secured to the pole, and I'll be able to wrap this around it. You can see I have help over there pulling off the old fence that I'm using for the rest of it, because that's 4-foot tall fence, and we're not using those little kennels. Another way to repurpose what we already have and not spend an extra $75 on fencing. All right, not necessarily pretty, but functional. I have the screw going right underneath the wire to hold it from being pulled down, which is the main cause of concern. This is just extra, so it's a little loose, but that is pretty tight. So I think that should hold the top in really well. I'm probably going to end up putting some holes in here and running some wire through the top. Can't get that zoom right. To hold this wire in, just in case something pushes on it, but do that in between. All right, so maybe not the prettiest thing, but definitely pretty secure. Much more than I thought. Put 2 in the space in between. So outside of pressure washing, I think this side is wrapped up. Fencing's down and about to come and get put on the barn. All right, got the tops of the sides done. It's a little more floppy than I'd hoped. Luckily, the side toward the entrance is a little better. So not too horrible considering I didn't really have anything to go to. Next step is getting this gate secured and fixed. That's always the weakest part of these things, so I'm gonna make it so it doesn't swing both ways. I don't want it to swing inside because if anything's trying to push on the gate and force it open, and the chain gives away, it's going to just push that gate open. So I'm gonna stop that and get wire on it. And the test. Looks good. I think that's pretty effective. Just need to get the gate covered over with wire now. All right, decided just to go with zip ties to secure this wire. It's pretty good. I don't think anything will mess with it enough to break those off. Plus, these gaps aren't super big at the bottom. This is open. I don't think I need to cover it, but and have that. It just goes in like that. It's definitely coyote proof. That's all we're kind of concerned with for now. Eventually we want to make it raccoon proof, where the chickens can go in and out of this area when we're not here or away. Just give the chickens more room also, but where the goats can't get into the chicken food also. So that's all I'm doing today. Gotta run some errands. So on to the last part, which is digging in all this stuff, probably this week on my lunch breaks. Back at the goat pen again, different day. It's Friday, and I dug this trench around at least half the pen at lunch today. We are going to be putting that wire in, cutting it down in sections and just putting it around the bottom. So coyotes, but mainly when I start letting the chickens in there, the raccoons can't dig under to get them. So that is the plan for tonight. Just let these beasts out this morning. Just to show you this, did this last night. It's buried down probably at least a foot below where the soil begins. I think it'll do pretty good. Still need to pressure wash as it looks ugly, but nothing's gonna get under that. So not too concerned with that. Got back from a few days away, and stall was a success. Goats had plenty of room. They had food and water. Had a neighbor come by and take care of them. The only thing we have left to do is do a cut through here with a gate so nothing can get through except for the chickens, and the goats will be quarantined from eating their food that I'm going to hang back in there. Had to take the baby inside for a dirty diaper change, and it was his nap time, so he's with his mom. But just thought I'd take opportunity not only to enjoy my afternoon cappuccino with you all, but also just kind of run through a few ideas that I have for the future, even a couple video ideas. Want to hear your feedback also. One is we're soon to be getting chickens or chicks to add to what we have now. We only have the rooster and the hen now, so I definitely need more chickens as the eggs get more and more expensive. So we just kind of want to take everybody through like day 2 or 3, however old the chicks are at Tractor Supply, all the way to week 8 when they come and mix with the chickens that we have and are able to kind of do things on their own. Another idea I have, and there's always mixed views and feelings on this, is just general preparedness. So I kind of spent the past couple years kind of looking around what's happening in the world, and this isn't doom and gloom by all means, but just to kind of see, what I needed to do to protect my family, like, most of us are trying to do. So a couple of those things are like food storage, and also just trying to be, prepared, even financially if things happen. So I think a well-rounded preparedness is better than, some of the extreme cases we might make fun of that you see on, you know, like doomsday preppers, which, hey, they're doing what they think they need to do to protect themselves, so I can't really say anything bad about that. But mine's more of a general kind of understanding and being ready. You know, we pay for car insurance every month, right? And things may or may not happen. That's kind of how I see it with some of the things that I do to prepare for potentialities in the future. But cappuccino is getting close to being done. Thanks so far for watching. Let's finish up this door and get everything kind of squared away and end this video. Just using the tripod as a scratching post. All right, chicken hole's done. Basically just enough. The bottom's really just for them to be able to jump up there a little easier. They'll be able to get out. The goats can't fit through. So every day I won't even have to open that big gate. I'll just leave that shut. Only when I need to clean it out or replace food or water. And the chickens can get into the goat pen and out, but the goats can't get into the chicken food and water. I think you could say there was a lot of mold buildup on that. Definitely big contrast between the two. All right, so we have at least now the finished product. Got done pressure washing. Everything's pretty much good to go. Some things actually kind of worked out well, like this top. When we were away, the person that fed the goats didn't even have to open the gate to fight with them being out. They could feed them straight through this little porthole. But everything's good, it's cleaned out. It's a little bit wet in here because I just got done pressure washing, but it'll dry. That is eventually going to be repurposed into the coop. And we have our chicken cut through. Works well, be opened or shut. And have a backup feeder in case we're away. We can put that right there. And an automatic water. So it turned out really well. They have plenty of room. Overall, you know, it's maybe not the nicest looking thing, but it's definitely effective. And it protects those ladies out there from things that look a little bit like this. So yeah, that's it. Might have only been a few minutes for you if you're still with me, but it's been a few weeks for me trying to get this thing up and going. Next, it's the garden and chicks. So hopefully you guys will subscribe if you haven't. Like, throw a comment. Let me know what you would have done different. Let me know what you liked, anything like that, any videos you want to see in the future. As always, I really appreciate you guys watching. Love you guys. See you next video.